Time works very differently in the mystical forest of Athel Loren. An hour may pass in a minute, while a second can stretch over hundreds of years. A traveler in the woods may meet their past or future self, creating a whole host of paradoxes. Entire sections of the forest may be eternally locked in a season, either basking beneath the warmth of an endless summer sun, or lying frozen within the icy grasp of an eternal winter. The character of the wood elves and forest spirits inhabiting these regions is closely tied to the season they find themselves perpetually trapped in. The summer elves are carefree and fickle, for instance, while the elves inhabiting the land of ice and snow are a grim and determined people. It should come as little surprise, then, that the autumnal realm of Tirsyth is known for its fascination with mortality and the diminishing of the world. Tirsyth, also known as the Ashenhall, is perceived as a realm shadowed by death throughout the rest of Athel Loren. They see the land's inhabitants as a somber people, obsessed with the dead and devoid of the mirth so commonly seen among other wood elves. From an outsider's perspective, most of Tirsyth's people do indeed seem subdued and melancholic when compared to other elves. When they train for battle, it's in preparation of Rahana Dandra, the final battle between the elven pantheon and the gods of chaos. It's commonly believed throughout the rest of Athel Loren that no happy song is performed within Tirsyth, only mournful dirges. Even their clothing adds to their dour appearance. They often dress in autumnal colors, with gray, brown, and tan favored above all others. When the host of Tirsyth marches to war alongside the rest of the Azrai, their drab appearance and grim demeanor sets them apart from the vibrant blues, whites, and greens so commonly seen in other wood elf armies. For their part, the elves of Tirsyth don't consider themselves any more dour or fatalistic than any other wood elf. They merely venerate the end of life as much as its start, recognizing it as a key part of nature's cycle. This attitude is unique within Athel Loren. The inhabitants of the Ashenhall will remember and honor their dead with intricate rituals, a concept alien to other wood elf realms. The foremost way they do this is by creating statues of the deceased. Carved from a material known as moonstone with all the ancient skill of elven kind, these sculptures are hauntingly beautiful. The forest spirits respect this tradition for their own inscrutable reasons. Treemen will settle around these monuments, and statues depicting elves who are particularly beloved by the forest will see whole groves of these mighty individuals spring up. Any attempt to defile such a shrine is met with all the savage fury of several wrathful treemen. Tirsyth forms the northwestern border of Athel Loren. Bordered by the Bretonnian dukedom of Paravon and the wood elf realms of Arguelin, Anmir, and Fir Darek, the Ashenhalls could be considered relatively lucky with its neighbors. The threat of Beastmen incursion from Anmir is always present, but for the most part, they've managed to stay out of the history books. Lady Arda of the Parted Vale rules over this realm in relative peace, though very little is known of the wood elven leader. Considering the nature of her honorific, it seems likely that she's a spellcaster of some sort, likely one specialized in the divination rituals of celestial magic. Besides its statues, there are a few key locations in Tirsyth. Yistin Hukon, a temple of the elven god of earthquakes, lies within its borders. The Glade of Eternal Moonlight rests here too, as does Deliandra, a massive tree possessing some magical power relating to autumn. To the outside world, these locations are rarely of importance, though the Glade of Eternal Moonlight did get attacked by a massive Beastmen Bray herd several hundred years ago. Considering the entire forest was hard-pressed by the Beastmen at this time, however, it's hard to consider this event particularly important in the grand scheme of things. Bringing a Tirsyth-themed army on Tabletop isn't particularly hard to do. They're a rather generic wood elf realm, with good reason to bring both elf and forest spirit units in plentiful numbers. Rather than giving your army personality with a specific unit comp, you'll be giving it personality with your paint job. I know I've been talking a lot about how drab the armies of the Ashenhall are in this video, but on the tabletop they can be absolutely gorgeous. A bunch of forest spirits with red, yellow, and orange leaves, accompanied by some very elegant looking elves, is a beautiful sight to behold. If you want to get a bit beyond that, you can bring Lady Arda of the Parted Veil as another lore drop. You can proxy her by having your lord choice be a spellweaver, using the lore of heavens to represent her skill at parting the veil of the future. Beyond that, though, your army can be pretty much whatever you want it to be, making them a very flexible choice indeed. This has been the second installment of our series, covering the Eternal Realms of the Wood Elves. This time we looked at the death-obsessed land of Tirsyth. I hope you've all enjoyed learning about it, and it's given you an appreciation for some of the diverse cultures within Athel Loren. As a Dawi enjoyer, I'm begrudgingly enjoying this more than I thought I would. If you want to keep up with this series and all the other videos I'm working on, you should subscribe to the channel. Leaving a like or a comment is also appreciated, as it helps out the channel a lot. If that all sounds like a big commitment though, don't worry, just watching helps out too. That's all I have for now though, so until next time, this has been Sigmar's Chosen, signing off for now.